working towards today that are all named after birds, because I'm obviously on lockdown and starting to get completely insanely crazy and creative. So one of the things that I was thinking about was, as I've been going on my exercise walks, is it just feels like spring has just sprung in the springiest way this year, and part of that is the bird song and all the birds that are out, just incredible. So that's our inspiration. I was thinking about what birds symbolise, and generally it's hope. If you think about the wise guru Bob Marley's song and lots of other things in culture, and we could all do with a little bit of hope at the moment. So that's the intention today that we're setting. As always, we'll start with our breathing practice. So if you take a comfortable seated position on your mat, use a cushion or a block to lift your bum up off the ground if you need to, and just settle those sitting bones into the mat or the support. Take a few shoulder shrugs, breathing nice and deeply and slowly. Let the chin be nice and level. Settle the shoulders back and down, and blink the eyes closed. Just connect with your breath. Just notice the natural breath flowing in and out of the nostrils. So throughout our practice today, I'm going to maintain this steady, slow breathing. We're going to practice a type of breathing called same and equal breath. So we're trying to make our inhalations and our exhalations equal. And we're also trying to allow the cycles of breath to lengthen. So together we're going to inhale for a count of 4. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause at the top. And exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do that one more time. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Same again, but for 5. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Same again. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now continue at your own pace. Maybe you'll stay here at 5. Maybe your counts will lengthen a little. Just maintain that steady, rhythmic breathing with equal inhalation and exhalation. Couple more rounds of breath with this same and equal breath practice. There's no hurry to lengthen it beyond what it needs to be today. And after your next exhalation, release the counting, release the control, and just notice any changes to your natural, spontaneous breathing. Tuck the chin under, blink the eyes open. We're going to begin our warm-up in child's pose. So take big toes so they are touching, knees as wide as the mat. Sit the bum back on the heels, or if that's too much, place a cushion between your bum and your feet. And walk the hands out in front of you, forehead comes down to the mat. And every inhale, creep those fingers forward. Inhale, reaching through the hands. Exhale, sinking the bum back down, lengthening through the spine. Feel those shoulders drawing down away from the ears as the hands reach forward. Keep the left hand where it is. Take right hand down, slide it down the ground so that your hand is at your arm is at a right angle, like a cactus. And just feel the stretch across the collarbone and the chest muscle. If space and capability permits, you can take that hand out to the side so that your arm is straight. So making an L shape with your arms. Still resting on the mat. And every exhale you might feel the chest sinking a little deeper down to the ground. Inhale that hand back to centre and push yourself all the way up to an upright sitting position. Take that right hand and place it on the ground beside the body. Inhale, reach left arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, take a side bend, leaning over to the right. Keep that left shoulder back and down away from the ear. With every exhale, just sinking the body a little deeper into that side bend. Inhale, come up to centre. Exhale, look up to the ceiling and reach the arm up and back behind you. Be mindful of your lower back. You can even take your free hand and place it on the small of your back to support it. If this feels okay, maybe you can inhale up onto the knees, lift the bum up, and exhale, send those hips forward for a deeper back bend. Keep the chin level, try not to crane the neck right back. Exhale the bum back down to the feet. Come back into your child's pose, place both hands on the mat. Take that right hand and send it underneath left forearm. Back of the hand comes to the mat, stretching out to your left hand side. You can turn your head so it's looking at your right hand. This is a shoulder stretch here. Threading that arm under the other arm. Inhale back to center, both hands out in front. Exhale, sink that chest down a little lower. Inhale, take the other arm into that cactus position, making a right angle with the arm, hand slides down. If space and capability permits, straighten the arm out, sending the hand out to the side, making a right angle with those arms. Inhale back to center and come all the way up to a seated position. Take that left hand down by the side of the body, right arm reaches up this time, bending over to the left, stretching out that right hand side of the body. You can look up at the sky or the ceiling. Feel that stretch on every exhale, softening, bending the side of the body. Inhale back up to center, keep that arm up. Exhale, look back, send that arm up and back behind you. Take your free hand to the small of your back to support it. Draw the belly muscles in towards the spine. And maybe you can stand on your knees and send those hips a little further forward for a deep back bend. Exhale, send that bum back down, and for the final time, take those hands out in front and come into that child's pose. Claw the fingers into the ground like somebody's trying to drag you away, and you're clawing those fingertips into the ground. Lift the forearms off of the mat, draw the shoulders back and down into their sockets. Feel that intention in the shoulders. Lift the head off the mat, walk the hands so they're underneath the shoulders. Take the feet out and shuffle the knees back. We're coming into this tabletop position. So knees are stacked underneath hips, hands are stacked underneath shoulders. Tuck the toes under, lift the knees off the ground just a couple of inches, hovering here for a few breaths to wake up the legs. Step the feet back just into a high plank for a second, then bend the knees deeply. Send the belly to the tops of the thighs, and then push the hips and the bum up into the sky for your first downward dog. Don't worry about straightening those legs too much. You can pedal them if that feels good. So bend one deeply and then switch to the other. You can stop pedaling and wag your tail instead. Whatever feels nice. Push the ground away with equal force in both hands. All pads the knuckles and the fingertips, pushing into the mat. And finally, just exhale, push those hamstrings back. Maybe the heels descend a little towards the earth. Look at the hands, walk the feet towards the hands, stay down here, keep the knees bent if you need to, grab a hold of opposite elbows, deep forward fold, swaying from side to side, lengthening out that back. Come to stillness. Take your hands to wherever they reach, so it might be shins, ankles, big toes. Grab a hold of what you can, bend the elbows out to the side, and on an exhale, draw the crown of the head down towards the mat. Bend the knees deeply, hands to the hips, and inhale, very slowly uncurl all the way to standing. Head is last. We're going to take our sun salutations just to get things moving and flowing. So moving with the breath, follow along as best you can. So inhale, hands overhead, palms touch, look up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, swan dive forward, hands come to the mat. Step the right foot back, drop the right knee. Inhale, reach hands overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the mat, step the foot back and lower your body all the way down to your belly. Point the toes. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the chest, baby cobra. Exhale, head to the mat. Tuck the toes. Inhale, push up into your high plank. And exhale back into that downward dog posture. Right foot steps forward, drop the back knee. Inhale, reach hands up, palms touch, look up. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, lower down. Point the toes, lift the chin, lift the chest. Exhale, head to the mat. Tuck the toes, inhale up into plank, exhale back into downward dog. We're going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look at the hands, walk the feet towards the hands, sit the bum back into an imaginary chair. Inhale the hands out in front, arms by the ears for awkward chair pose. Exhale, hands down, other side. So left foot steps back this time, drop the back knee. Inhale, reach the hands overhead. Look up. Exhale, hands down to the mat and watch me this time. Step that leg back, lower all the way down to the mat. Point the toes, lift the chin, lift the chest. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, head back down to the mat. Tuck the toes, inhale up into plank. Exhale, back into downward dog. Left leg steps forward this time, drop the back knee. Inhale, reach hands overhead, palms touch, look up. Exhale, hands down to the mat, step back, lower down. Point the toes, inhale, lift the chin, lift the chest. You can push yourself up a little higher this time for full cobra. Exhale, head down to the mat. Tuck the toes, push up into your high plank, inhale. Exhale, back into your downward dog. Hold this time for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look at the hands. Walk the hands towards the feet. Or jump. I can see some jumping. You can jump if you want. Sit the bum back into that imaginary chair. Inhale the hands out in front, arms by the ears. Come up onto the toes this time. Lift those heels. Bring that torso up high, but keep those knees bent. We're going to hold here in chair pose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale those heels back down to the mat. Fold forward. Take that forward fold again, grabbing hold of elbows, shins, ankles or big toes. Exhale deeply. If you bend deeply, another option here this week. You can take palms of the hands, lift one foot, place the palm against the sole of the foot so the toes are against your wrist. Do the same with the other hand. Palms touching sole of the foot, toes against the wrist. Beautiful. Just relax here for a moment. Then take hands to hips. Inhale all the way up to standing. We're going to take chair twist now. So we're going to come back into that awkward chair pose. So sit the bum right back down in that imaginary chair. Feet are hip width apart. Inhale the arms up in front, trying to get the biceps right in line with the ear. And then draw the hands to heart center. We're going to take right elbow to the outside of left knee. We can push the palms together and look up at the ceiling past that left elbow. Draw that right knee back in line with the left one. On every exhale, empty the belly and twist right from the base of the spine. Maybe you can release the hands, so left arm floats up into the sky, right hand comes down onto the ground. Use that right hand as a lever to twist a little further. Open that chest. Inhale back to center. If quads are burning, you can come up for a minute, or otherwise, take the other side. So this time, left elbow comes to the outside of right knee. You're looking up past right elbow, up at the sky. Draw that left knee back, sink the bum back down. Maybe you can open the hands up, placing the left hand on the mat, right hand floats up into the sky. Push on that left hand to open the chest. Exhale, release that hand. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Give those legs a little shake. They should be nice and warm for our first bird-inspired posture today. Garudasana, eagle pose. So this is a balancing pose. So we're going to take our feet hip width again. We're going to tuck the tailbone under. So just pull that bum in, draw that belly in. Right arm comes under, left arm comes over. If shoulders are very tight, you can just give yourself a little hug. If they're okay, backs of the hands touch, or maybe forearms wrap, palms come together. If palms are touching, you can rest the outside of your thumb on your nose. Sit back down in that imaginary chair and pick up your right leg and just cross it at the thigh over the left. If this feels okay, you can take that right foot off of the mat, wrap it around standing calf. Find that gaze point. Find your eagle-eyed focus. Get that beady eagle eye on that point. Now align your joints so that you're making one straight line with the feet, the knees, the elbows and the wrists. Exhale, sink the bum back down. Inhale, take the elbows so they are shoulder height. Exhale, the hands away from the face. Finally, inhale one more time and exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Eagle looking over the mountain. Inhale back up to center. Exhale, release. Very good. These balancing postures test our patience with ourselves, so well done for just sticking in and trying. We'll do the other side. So left arm comes under, right arm over. Wrap the forearms, palms touch if they can. Resting the outer edge of that thumb on the nose. Sit back down into that imaginary chair. Other leg crosses over at the thigh. So your left leg crosses over at the thigh. If you're particularly wobbly, just use that big toe like a ballerina. Just point it right down on the ground. And then find your balance before you pick that foot up and wrap it around your calf. If you need to leave it there today, you're still working the posture. Exhale, sink your bum down, line up all your joints. Inhale, shoulders to elbows to shoulder height. Exhale, hands away from the face. Inhale, focus. Exhale, empty the belly, hinge at the hips and fold forward for eagle, looking over the mountain. Inhale all the way back up into eagle. Exhale, release. Very good, everybody. We're going to come into our wide-legged forward fold now. So orientate yourself so that you can still see your device, but that you are facing the long edge of your mat. Take feet out to 4.5, maybe 5 feet wide. Inhale your hands up to shoulder height, and we can measure our feet, making sure they're the right distance by checking that they are directly under our wrists. If they're not, you just need to adjust the feet slightly. Turn the toes in ever so slightly. Now inhale, clear the arms all the way up. Exhale, release them down. Inhale, flow them all the way up. Exhale, release them down. Inhale all the way up. And this time, exhale, take the arms out wide, hinge at the hips and swan dive forward. Lead with that chest, bend the knees if you need to. Once again, hands will come maybe to shins, to ankles, or to big toes. Wherever they reach on those two legs, grab a hold, take the elbows out to the side, and on an exhale, draw your head towards the ground. It's okay if you have a little bend in the knees. Just feel those hamstrings lengthening. Give them a few rounds of breath. Now if you've bent deeply and your hands are on your feet or your ankles, you might be able to take your fingers to the centre of the mat, just below your face. If this is within access, the next progression is to take the palms flat on the mat, walk them back in line with your feet, bending the elbows, so the elbows are pointing between the legs. And this is where we're going to work today. So empty the belly on each exhale, draw that core muscle in, hug the quads so the muscles in your thighs are squeezing the bone. You may just shift your weight slightly more into your toes, fold a little deeper. Inhale, take the hands to the hips, bend the knees if you need to, push through those feet, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, shoulders back and down, away from the ears. Inhale, arms up, shoulder height. We're going to take right toes out, and we're going to make right foot in line with the middle of left foot for our warrior two posture. So shoulders and belly are still facing the long edge of the mat. We're going to gaze down, middle finger of right hand. Bend that knee deeply, make sure you can still see big toe. Sink the groin down towards the mat. Lean the body back. So just like a swan, all the work is happening waist down, from waist up. Everything is open and graceful and easy and long. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Now's the time that we need to grab our straps in readiness. So grab a hold of your scarf or whatever you've got. And you're going to keep it in your left hand. We're going to come back into that warrior position. And then we're going to exhale into that bent knee, into that warrior two. Take right forearm and rest it on right thigh. Reach the hand that's holding the strap overhead. Try not to whack yourself in the face with it. Now keeping this knee bent, take your strap, take the hand that's holding the strap, and just rest it on the small of your back. Take your right hand and maybe you can reach under right thigh and grab a hold of that strap. No matter how much distance you have between the hands on that strap, make sure it is tight and that you're pulling on it with equal force with both hands. So maybe that you're stood right up, the knee is still bent, the hands are still holding onto that strap. What you're going to do is you're going to pull on that strap to spin the chest up towards the sky. Feel that opening in the collarbones. Feel your heart shining forward. If you bend deeply in this extended side angle posture, you might not need the strap. You may even be able to clasp the hands under the thigh. One more breath here. And inhale all the way back up to standing. Straighten that leg. We're going to do the other side. So, left toe turns out. Reorientate yourself if you need to. Left toe comes in line with the middle of right foot. Drop the strap for now. Inhale your arms up into your warrior two position. Exhale, bend that left knee deeply. Belly and chest are facing the long edge of the mat. Face is gazing down, middle finger of left hand. Shoulders back and down away from the ears. Feel the feet drawing towards each other, equal weight in both feet. Sinking the groin down on every exhalation. And every inhalation, lengthening through the spine and reaching the hands away from each other. Inhale, straighten that leg. Grab a hold of that strap. Have it ready in your right hand. Come back into that warrior two position. Exhale, bend the knee deeply. Rest the left arm on the left thigh this time. Right arm comes overhead. Feel that extended side angle pose. Deep stretch in the side of the body. Take right arm down, rest the back of the hand on the lower back. Dangle that strap down the back. You should see it through your legs. Maybe you can clasp a hold of it with left hand, reaching underneath left thigh. Once again, it doesn't matter how deep you are in the posture, the most important thing is the intention of using that strap. So, cat orchard, you want to take your right hand, so the back of right hand is resting on the small of your back. Perfect. Then you're going to reach forward in front of right thigh and grab a hold of the strap underneath your right thigh. So everybody pull on that strap and spin your chest up towards the ceiling. Maybe you can bend the knee deeper. You might feel that shoulder is coming in front of the knee. Maybe you can clasp a hold of your hands. most important thing is that you're not collapsing on that bent leg. Stay active in the core, look up. Beautiful. Release the clasp, release the belt. Inhale all the way up to standing. Turn the feet forward. We're going to take one more wide-legged forward fold. This time we're going to take hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. Inhale, shoulders back and down, lift the chin, look up. Exhale, lead with the chest, swan dive forward, hands will float overhead. Release the hands, maybe take them back down to the mat. Just take a few moments here to let the breath settle. And take the hands to the hips and inhale, come all the way up to standing. So that was all preparation for our next bird inspired posture. So we're going to do the stages that lead up to Bird of Paradise pose. So this is our challenge pose of the class today. So heel toe the feet in so that you're in a standing posture with feet hip width apart. We're going to have our straps ready in our right hand. And as before, we're going to take the back of that hand to the small of our back. So you should be able to see the strap kind of dangling like a tail. Inhale, tuck the tailbone under, and exhale, go back into that deep squat pose. You can lean the body forward this time. Maybe you can grab a hold of that strap that's dangling there. No, hang on guys, I've sent you right here. Come back up to standing. We're doing it the wrong way, apologies. Take the hand in front. So it's going to be resting kind of on the right thigh. As before, inhale, shoulders back and down, tuck the tailbone under, and exhale into that deep squat. Bring that shoulder in front of that knee if you can. If you can't, that's okay. You're going to grab the other end of the strap with left hand, and back of left hand is resting on the lower back. Let me check. Yes, everybody is there. Fantastic. Now you're going to try and walk those hands close to each other on the belt so that you're clasping, like we did before, beneath the thigh. If you are clasping okay, what you can start to do is shift your weight into that left leg, and then the leg that you're binding round, we're going to take little hops like a bird. Yes, perfect. Now the next time you hop, that bound leg, maybe you can come up to standing. If you don't, just keep hopping. If you come up to standing easily, find that gaze point and hold it. This is our preparation for Bird of Paradise. Amazing. I can see some beautiful birds of paradise in the room today. Maybe you can clasp a hold of the hands, point the toe. Okay. And release with care. Very good. Lovely progression, everybody. We're going to do the other side this time, and I'm going to get it right this time. Just testing you. So we're going to have the strap in left hand. We're going to rest it on left leg. Inhale, shoulders back and down, tuck the tailbone under. Exhale into that deep squat position. Send the chest forward through the legs. Right hand is reaching between the legs to grab a hold of that strap. Left shoulder is coming in front of left thigh, if possible. Pull on that strap with equal force in both hands and start to pick left foot off of the floor, little hopping motions as you shift your weight into right leg. I think you've all frozen on me. Okay, if that foot is able to float off of the floor into a one-legged position like a flamingo, just see how long you can hold it for. Beautiful. Maybe you can point the toe and extend the leg. And release back down to the ground. Very good. Get rid of that strap, take a hold of opposite elbows and just sway from side to side, side to side. And then you can release your hands down to the mat and take a seat on the ground. We're going to start to slow things down a little bit with some mat work. So, we're going to move in to our bridge posture. And this is where it might be nice if you've got a cushion. You can actually use it to take more of a restorative, kind of supported posture today. Or if you want to work hard, you can leave it to one side. We've also got our strap to hand as well. So soles of the feet are on the mat, close to the bum. Feet and knees are in line with the hips. And we're going to lower our back all the way down onto the mat. Exhale and let the spine fully settle into the ground. Shoulders back and down. The next time you exhale, take those hands to shoulders and give yourself a hug. When you inhale, open your wings out to the side. Exhale, empty the belly and hug. Inhale, reach the arms out. Open the chest. One more time. Exhale, hug. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, hug. And this time, inhale, reach the arms, lift the bum, lift the pelvis, lift the upper back into a bridge pose. Exhale, release the bum down, give yourself a hug. Inhale, lift the bum, lift the back. Exhale, release the bum to the mat, hug. And you can take the backs of the hands down by the sides of the body. Inhale, lift the bum, lift the hips, lift the upper back. Maybe even shuffle the shoulders inwards. Take a hold of the hands, interlace the fingers, and draw the wrists into the mat as you push those hips a little higher. Tuck the chin in for a nice double chin. Just hold here in bridge pose. Now, yogi's choice here. You can take your prop and rest your lower back and sacrum on your cushion. You might want to fold it over. Or you can keep your hips upright. We're going to lift our right foot off of the mat And then we're going to do some thrusts. So you can lower your bum to the mat and push it right up. Lower the bum, maybe hover it off the mat, and then push those hips up. A couple more times, lowering down and pushing up. Last time, lower down and push up. And release that foot down. Take the prop away. Grab a hold of your strap. Place it around that foot. And just extend the leg out. It doesn't have to be completely straight, but just let that leg extend as much as it can. And it may just hover a few inches above the ground. Just see where it comes to. Let that hamstring lengthen back out. And then inhale, take a little bend in the knee. Exhale, float the foot up as you walk your hands up the strap. It doesn't matter how straight the leg is, it doesn't matter how high off the ground the foot is. Just feel that foot floating up into the sky. Feel the circulation draining out of that foot. If you want to challenge yourself, you might extend the leg that's still on the mat. See how that affects the foot that's floating in the air, the leg that's extended into the sky. And finally, we're going to bend this knee deeply. Bring the knee and the foot out to the side like a half happy baby. So imagine that that knee is coming down towards the armpit. You'll feel this deeply in your hip. Every exhale, just allowing gravity and the strap or the hand to just ease that knee down towards the ground. Be conscious of the hip, of the extended leg or the supporting leg. Just ground it back down into the mat, even if it means you have to ease off that deep hip stretch. And the final posture on this side of the body. Take a hold of that knee in opposite hand, draw it across the body for a twist. You can take opposite hand out to the side, you can let go of your strap if you need to, shuffle the hips into the middle, gaze at the opposite hand. And inhale back to center. Take that foot down, sole of the foot to the mat. Take the other sole of the foot to meet it. We're going to do those one-legged bridge thrusts. So again, it's yogi's choice if you want to just take a nice supported pose and put your rolled up cushion underneath the sacrum. Otherwise, let the other foot float up into the sky. Inhale, extending through that foot. Exhale, float the pelvis off the ground. Inhale to release the bum back down. Exhale, push. Inhale, you can just hover slightly above the ground. Exhale, push. Inhale down. Exhale, push. Inhale down. You'll feel this in your quad that's pushing. Push up. One more here, and push all the way up. And take that bum back down to the mat. Take that foot down to the mat. Grab your strap, place it around that foot. Extend the leg as much as it feels okay for you. Let it float off the floor. Maybe it's just hovering a couple of inches above the floor. Just feel that extension in the hamstring. Take a few breaths here where you're not fighting to get it up high in the sky. You're just extending that leg. Inhale, take a little bend in that knee, and exhale, float the foot up slightly higher. Maybe the hands creep up the strap. People who are very flexible in the hamstrings, you might even be able to grab a hold of your ankle or your big toe, but if your shoulders are reaching off of the ground to do that, then stick with your strap today. You can extend the leg that's on the ground, but keep driving that hip into the mat. Tuck the chin, keep the spine nice and long, lengthen the neck. Bend the knee deeply, take the knee and the foot out to the side for that half happy baby. Feel that deepening in the hip, drawing the knee down towards the ground, towards the armpit. Shoulders are still back and down. And finally, you can draw that knee into the center and then all the way across the body for a twist. Opposite hand, same hand comes out to the side. You can turn your head to look at the hand, shuffle your hips into the center of the mat. Feeling that twist. You feel it maybe in the outer edge of that glute, the thigh. Maybe across the rib cage, the shoulder. Just dialing down the effort now. We're going to come back to center. Get rid of that strap. Hug the knees in towards the body. Lift the chest and the chin. You can give each knee a little kiss. Thank you for your practice today. And take feet out to the corners of the mat. We're coming into Shavasana, so those who like to get snuggly, now's the time. Backs of the hands resting on the mat. Get your neck and your head nicely supported. So in terms of our intention today, physically, we've opened up the chest and the shoulders. So spiritually, maybe we've made a little bit of space in our heart center. We've taken inspiration from some birds today, flapped our wings. And in the spirit of the symbolism of the bird being hope, I'm just going to read you the first paragraph of a poem by Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. So just hang on to that intention. Just hang on to that feeling as you rest here for a few more minutes. Very gently now, bring yourself back to the present moment. Take little motions in the body to wake it up gently. When you're ready, you can draw your feet together, reach the arms overhead for a big full body stretch. With the eyes still closed, roll over onto your right hand side into the recovery position. Rest your head on your arms or your hands. With your eyes still gently shut, in your own time, make your way into a seated position. Take your hands to heart center, palms touching. Tuck the chin, blink the eyes open. Namaste, everybody.
Thank you for practicing with me. If you enjoyed the class, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, etc. etc. For more exclusive yoga content, check out my Patreon and other links in the description box. Take extra good care of yourself. Namaste, yogi people.